It began in the dusty village of Mehranpur, where fields stretched into the horizon and the sound of children laughing echoed down narrow alleys. In a corner house painted blue lived a boy named Ayaan. He was 10, lean, quiet, and known for spending his evenings sketching the world in a worn notebook. Across the street lived a girl named Areeba. She had eyes like midnight, a loud laugh that startled crows, and a habit of collecting marbles. Their first conversation wasn't poetic. It began with a fight over a mango tree. "You can't just climb it every day," Areeba had shouted. "It's on my side of the wall," Ayaan countered. "It leans over to our yard." They glared at each other, then laughed. From that day, the world shifted. They were inseparable. She'd read aloud while he sketched. They built sandcastles in dry soil and imagined palaces, warriors, and hidden kingdoms. One day, while watching the sunset by the canal, Ayaan shyly said, "One day, I'll go to the city, become an artist, and build us a real castle." Areeba smiled, "And I'll wait for you." They were 13 when Areeba's father announced they were moving to Lahore. The night before her departure, they met by the canal again, moonlight reflecting off the water. "You'll forget me," Ayaan murmured. "I won't." "You'll make new friends." "Maybe, but I'll still miss my old one." Ayaan took out a page from his notebook. On it, he had drawn both of them under a giant mango tree. Above it, he'd written, "Even if the tree falls, its roots remain." Areeba held the sketch like treasure. "I'll keep this forever." And just like that, she left. Ayaan counted the days, then months, then years. There were no phones in Mehranpur, and Areeba's letters never came. By 17, he had started taking odd jobs to support his ailing mother, but still sketched every evening. He refused to forget. When relatives mocked him for waiting, he smiled. 10 years. That's the promise I made. At 19, he finally left for Lahore, not to find Areeba. He didn't know where to look, but to pursue art. He joined a small college, lived in a shared flat, worked nights at a tea stall, and spent his days painting memories. Areeba, meanwhile, had faced her own storms. In Lahore, life wasn't kind. Her father lost his job. She dropped out of school at 16 and started stitching clothes to help the household. She, too, thought of the boy from Mehranpur, but life forced her to bury those memories under responsibilities. At 21, her parents tried to arrange her marriage to a cousin. She refused. It was the first time she stood up for herself. That night, she opened an old drawer and found the sketch Ayaan had given her. She cried for the first time in years. At 23, Ayaan got his first art exhibition. His pieces, mostly inspired by his village, caught the attention of a journalist. During a radio interview, the host asked, "Many of your paintings feature a girl with marbles. Is she real?" Ayaan chuckled softly. "Yes, she's the reason I waited 10 years before I allowed myself to dream again." The story went viral. Areeba, now a freelance editor for a local magazine, stumbled upon the clip. She stared at her screen, heartbeat wild. "Marbles," she whispered. It had to be him. Areeba spent days tracking him down. Eventually, she found his email listed on an art blog. She typed, then deleted, then typed again. "I don't know if you still remember me, but I never forgot. If you're free next Sunday, meet me at the Canal Park near the mango vendor. 5 p.m., Areeba." She didn't sleep that night. Ayaan arrived 30 minutes early. The city had grown, but the mango vendor still stood. He waited, heart beating like a drum. And then he saw her. She was taller, wore glasses, her hair in a bun, but those eyes. "Areeba?" She smiled. "You came. I would have waited another 10 years." They didn't hug, didn't cry, just sat on the bench as the sky turned orange. "I thought you forgot," he said. "I tried, but my heart kept sketching your name." They talked for hours, of lost years, of their struggles, of mango trees and marbles. Their love didn't resume like a fairy tale. It was cautious, matured by time. Ayaan was now a rising artist. Areeba had just started rebuilding her dreams. They supported each other, without promises or pressure. "I don't want to lose you again," Ayaan said one evening. "You won't," she replied. "We've already waited a decade. Let's build forever now." One winter morning, Ayaan invited her to his new exhibition. At the center was a massive canvas titled "The Boy Who Waited 10 Years." It showed a young boy holding a letter, staring at a sunset. Behind her, Ayaan whispered, "I don't want to wait anymore." He knelt and opened a ring box carved from wood. Inside was the original marble she once gave him. "Will you marry me?" Tears streamed down her face. "Yes, 1,000 times, yes." Years later, they opened a small art cafe in Mehranpur, where children painted, read poetry, and played under a new mango tree they planted together. Above the entrance hung a wooden sign, "Love waits, and when it's true, it finds its way home."